All right, welcome back, friends. A massive India versus Canada face-off after Canada expelled a senior Indian diplomat, with Trudeau alleging that the Indian government may have had links to the assassination of Khalistani Hardeep Nijjar. The words used by Trudeau in the parliament was seeming allegations. Now, India described as absurd and motivated, and has expelled a senior Canadian diplomat, asking him to leave New Delhi in 5 days. MEA said that India is a democratic polity with a strong commitment to rule of law, and added that the inaction of the Canadian government on this matter has been a long-standing and continuing concern. Meanwhile, getting a breaking news related to the story, agencies are reporting that the United States has responded to Trudeau and said that they are concerned about the allegations referenced by Prime Minister Trudeau. That's okay. So these are some response coming in from the United States to essentially Justin Trudeau crying. To the United States. Remember, the Canadian government had decided to escalate, and we had reports suggesting that Trudeau has spoken to G7 countries. Let's listen into what Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada told his parliament about those alleged allegations against India.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Canada has declared its deep concerns to the top intelligence and security officials of the Indian government. Last week at the G20, I brought them personally and directly to Prime Minister Modi in no uncertain terms. Any involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to extend my condolences to the family and loved ones of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. The allegations that a representative of a foreign government may have been involved in the killing of a Canadian citizen here in Canada on Canadian soil is not only troubling, but it is completely unacceptable. If proven true, this would be a grave violation of our sovereignty and of the most basic rule of how countries deal with each other. We've been clear, we will not tolerate any form of foreign interference. Since this was brought to our attention, we've been guided by 3 principles. The first one, we will seek the truth. The second one, we will protect Canadians at all times. And thirdly, we will protect Canada's sovereignty. I've conveyed these principles to my Indian counterparts, and I've also told him that we expect India's full collaboration to make sure that we get to the bottom of this. And as of today, and as a consequence, we've expelled a top Indian diplomat from Canada.
All right, things are getting escalated between India and Canada, and the relationship seems to be going downhill. And as a result, security has been increased outside the High Commission of Canada in New Delhi on Shantipat. Here's a report filed by Simran. Take a look.
The Indian government has expelled a senior Canadian diplomat this morning. As per the sources, what we have been told is that a senior diplomat called Oliver Sylvester has been expelled by the Indian government, and the Ministry of External Affairs had also issued an official statement. Now, this is very significant as this comes just hours after the India rejected an accusation by Canada that it was involved in the killing of the pro-Khalistani leader in Canada. As you can see around me, we are outside the High Commission of Canada, and there are several layers of barricading that have been put outside the gate. More paramilitary forces have also been called in, and in the hours that passed by after India also after India took a very strong stand against the allegations made by Canada into the killing of the pro-Khalistani leader. This has been the situation outside the High Commission of Canada. This is just hours after the Canadian High Commissioner Cameron Mackay was summoned by the MEA as he arrived in the South Block. The concerned diplomat who has been expelled has been asked to leave India with the next 5 days. And the MEA has said that this reflects the government of India's growing concern towards the interference of the Canadian government into the India's internal matter. This is a very significant development, as even more layers of security has been heightened outside the Canadian High Commission, as just the escalating tensions between India and Canada are at maximum high after the debate over the death of the pro-Khalistani leader Hardeep Nijjar was actually brought to the center.